Good afternoon. In this video, we're going to go over this past week's trades in the weekly recap. Before I get into the recap, if you're not in the room, you can find the link in the description of the video and in my bio section of social media accounts. Also, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Now, I did finish the week with, 18 wins and 2 losses for a win rate of 90%. So definitely happy about that. Over the 85% mark. That's what I like to try to aim for every week, every month, every year. And so when I'm above 85%, I'm definitely pleased about that. I didn't do the weekly recap last week. I just didn't have time. There's going to be weeks where I'm not going to have time. Plus, not that many people watch it. And I've been kind of wondering if it's even worth even doing these for the 4 or 5 people that actually watch it. So the view counts are just not there, and they take time out of my day and away from my family to make these weekly recaps, so you guys will learn. And some just don't take it seriously, so it kind of irks me a little bit. So I'd like to keep doing them, but we'll just have to see. Just people need to start liking the videos and start watching them. Because I don't like the fact of taking half an hour to make these things and no one watches it. That's time I could be using doing something else. So with that said, I know that kind of sounds a little pissy or grouchy, but I just how I feel. I mean, there's no one watching it. I look at the numbers every week and I'm just like, I don't know. But on the other side of the note, though, the 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 people that do actually watch it, I appreciate they are watching it and they're getting something out of it. And that is primarily the reason why I keep doing it, is I'm getting through to at least a few of you. A few of you are taking it seriously. The rest are just jumping in for alerts, and that's it. And I'm not going to be here forever. I mean, the room is not going to be here forever. I'm not going to be here forever. And the only way to survive this game is to keep learning and to educate yourself. And so anything can happen at any time. So with that said, Monday was the 15th. Trade Ideas room, I said the 15th. SPY puts in a 514. Is this the 14th? That's the 15th. Okay. Gapped up pretty nice on Sunday and kept going and going. So I was looking at puts right here. First 10-minute candle was red. Second 10-minute candle, inside candle. Oh, before I get into that, I did grab 415 puts. I grabbed puts Friday for Monday, because this is when the Israel-Iran situation was going to happen, over something was going to happen over the weekend. So I got some just in case over the weekend puts, in case a retaliation, something big happened. I got the 510 puts at 290. Of course, it gapped up big time, and I kind of forgot about them until we started dumping. Then I actually sold them for money, so I was actually kind of surprised about that. But yeah, I got the 510 puts at 290 and they went to 465. I ended up selling them over $3 or something. I don't remember what it was. So I was actually happy to get out green. But the first play of the day was 10:07 right here, right when we broke lower day, right here. The ORB plays lately just haven't been there. I used to play ORB all the time, breakout or breakdown, and they just haven't been doing nothing the last couple months, few weeks. So I kind of waiting and hesitating, and if they do manage to break new lower day, new higher day, ends up being a fake out, quick pop, then a drop, or a quick drop and a pop, and it just ends up being a fake out, and that's not very fun to play. So I've been kind of being a little more patient, waiting for them to actually cross the lower day. Inside candle, then it finally broke. I took the 51.45 puts at $8, and they went from $8 to $19.80 for 100% move right there. So that ended up being a good play. Then I took puts again. Oh, I took calls at 11.51, which is right here. Now I get why I took it here. Come back down. It's got new lower day. It failed to break. Actually, I guess it double bottomed, or maybe it slightly broke, and it quickly got bought up. And you got the body of this candle, body of this candle. I want to touch it right here because it could easily pop up just a little bit, then flush. But when it came up to here and pull back and came back up right here, because you came and tested this area, then it had a slight pullback, then it popped. So I grabbed calls right here, the 5150 calls at 660, and got a little bit of a bounce to 20 EMA, which is the blue line. So they went from 660 to 780. So you get a little bit of a play right there. Then you get a bear flag right here, and I think I took that another count, but I didn't take it there. I waited for right here. Another bear flag right here. Excuse me, my throat is killing me. When it broke the lower day right here, I took puts. I took the 5100 puts at 65. I took the 5100 puts at $6.50. And they went from $6.50 to $33 if you held all the way through in that massive drop. So the market was a little scared right here. And I had a nice 400% win right here if you held all the way through. So that worked out really, really good. Definitely pleased about that. Happy that we actually had a volatile day. Then on let's see, Tuesday 16th, what did I say? Traders room SPY puts under 503, which is down here at this low. First 10 minute candles red. I grabbed puts right here on new low a day. I grabbed the 50-10 puts at 670, and they went from 670 to 850. So this ORB actually worked out. Kind of a nice little play. Not a huge winner, but definitely a decent play. So I'm not going to complain about that whatsoever. Then quickly pop back up. I grabbed calls right here at high a day. I grabbed the 5100 calls at 550 because it could flush down and got bought back up quickly back up to high a day. I was like, okay, they're gonna pop this, and I took the 5100 calls at 550, and it got slammed, and I ended up stopping out at 3. So, but then I did grab calls again at 128, which is right. Right here. Failed to break high a day, dropped, came back up, failed to break high a day, came back to VWAP, bounced back up, came back up to this area of 505 again, dropped, it kept bouncing between VWAP and 505, so I was like, okay, right here, 12, at 128, right here. I thought I got it here, but I didn't. I got it here. So yeah, bounced, it faked out, bounced off VWAP, tried to go, bounced off VWAP, tried to go, bounced off VWAP, came back up. So I was like, okay, it's going to break this time because it's tested at 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the 5th time right here. It's going to break this time. So I grabbed the 50-80 calls at 750. It flushed down. It came back up. I grabbed calls. Oh no, I added to the position. I added at 3. I think I added down here. Now the reason why I added down here was because after looking at this, it looks like a range day. 505.50 to 503 is the range, and I bought, okay, down here it's getting bought here, they're probably gonna buy it here and keep it within the range. So when I bought it here and it flushed down, I added. So I added more at 3, making my new average 525. Then I popped to 580 and I got out. So kind of saved it on that. And then it dropped. Right here, I grabbed puts at 152. Now, I initially got calls here, added down here. I got out on this pop right here. Then when it came back down, I grabbed puts. I think I grabbed it right underneath the wick of this the body of this candle right here. So I think I grabbed it. Yeah, I grabbed the 50-30 puts at 660, and they went from 660 to 790. So got a little bit of a bounce right. I mean, a little bit of a drop right there. So kind of risky, but still just staying within that range. Because let me back it out so you can actually see both days a little more. Just going back to what I was saying last week or a couple weeks ago, strong move, choppy day, and then we have another strong move, and then do we have a choppy day? No, we have a little bit of a strong move, Then we get a strong move, pre-market, yeah. So yeah, basically we had a very, I mean, it's not that strong, 506. I mean, it's like a $6 day versus this, which was what, 515. This was a $12 day, so that was a monster day. That was a massive range day. This was a consolidation day. So me adding down here, I was just anticipating it was going to stay within the range. So when I took puts here, thinking, okay, I can get a play right here, but it's probably going to stay within range, and that's what happened. So you get to identify if it's going to stay within range and just play the range. And to me, I didn't really identify it at first, but I did eventually. So I guess better late than never. Then on the 17th, Trading Days room calls over 506.50, which is up here. I think I rounded up though. Let's see, 506.50, which was previous day's high, pre-market high. Well, yeah, previous day's high. Now, what I was thinking was it dropped here, came back up, and that we were gonna, we had 2 red days in a row, and we'll probably have a bounce, probably going to bounce off that. So I was kind of looking at calls a little bit, and we didn't bounce. First time candles red. It made new high day, but I didn't take it. I waited because I really wanted to see it break previous higher day, and it didn't get there. And when it made new lower day at 10 o'clock, which was actually, I think I took it under 505 because it says I took 50-40 puts at 10, and that would place it right down in here. I think I took it underneath 505. So I took the 50-40 puts at 660, and they went from 660 to $10. So that was that right there, and it chopped a little bit. Then it didn't really do too much. I didn't take that candle right there. The next puts play was 1113, which is this, the FU setup, massive red candle, green candle, FU setup. Took it underneath the body of this candle, underneath the 502.90. I took the 50-30 puts at 790, and they went from 790 to 1660. So that was a 100% move on that play. FU setups are really good in directional moves. Then you get a little bit of a bear flag right here. I didn't take that, but I did take calls at 150, which is right here on this FU setup. I didn't take it. I should have taken it right over this 560s area, or over these candles and the bodies of these candles. I should have taken it right there, but I didn't. 200 EMA rejection, red candle, nice little FU setup. It didn't break that high right there, but it did right there, and that's when I took it. I took the 50-40 calls at 750, and they went 750 to 1050 right there, so that ended up working out pretty good. Then I took puts at 253, which should be right here. You get this rejected VWAP. Didn't want to touch it, rejected. Then it popped. When it popped right through, you get the strong move right here. I took it as soon as you got underneath this 501.90-ish area, which is basically underneath the bodies of these candles right here. And I took the 50-30 puts at 580, and they went from 580 to 1330 right there. So that ended up being a good play. It worked out really, really well. Then on the 18th, took some chances, which was what? The 18th was on a, Wednesday? Or Thursday? Thursday the 18th, SPY calls over 503, which is over pre-market high. Yeah, pre-market high, rounding up. First too many candles red, didn't make new lower day, waited. When it got to a higher day, I took the calls at 1017, which is right here. I took the 50-55 calls at 650, and they went from 650 to 960 in that push. So that worked out pretty good. Then I took puts at 1035, which was right here. Dropped the VWAP, got bought back up a little bit, bear flagging a little bit. The rate when it shot through VWAP under 502. I grabbed puts. I grabbed the actually, I averaged down. So I think that what happened, if I remember correctly, oh yeah, I remember now. This shot through VWAP really, really fast, and I waited for a retracement. And I think I was looking at it, the high sevens, low eights, And by the time I got in there, was going to get in, it was over 9, close to $10. In fact, that could have been even 950-ish plus. So I didn't. I waited for it to retrace. So I think I bought it a little high. I got it at 860. And as you can see, when it dumped, it came back down. And I bought it right in here somewhere, and it bounced back up here. So what I did was I got at 860. When it bounced up higher over VWAP, I added more at 680, make my new average 770. Then it dumped. So my position was 770, and they went from 770 to 1550. So that ended up being almost 100% play. Then you get a nice little FU setup right here. Massive red candles, green indecision candle. Boom, it drops more. But I didn't take it. I took calls at 145, which was rate 145 right here. Why did I take it there? I don't know. I don't get why I took it here. 145. I should have waited for the bodies of these candles, but I don't know why I didn't. I bought it prematurely. I bought the 20 calls at $8, and then it dropped, and I added more at 350, making my average 575. Then it popped right here, and got lucky, and it was luck. I think I added right here 211. Yeah, this is where I added. Okay. I don't know. I'm not sure why I bought this here. I honestly don't know why I did. I think maybe I got ahead of myself. I have no idea. But when it came and flushed and made new lower day, that's when I added, because they were taking out stops, because it's consolidating here. They're making it. They're luring in calls. So people are going to use, if they're buying calls, they're going to use lower day for a stop, and they take it out, and that's where I bought. So those calls, those 50-20 calls, I got it for a 575 average, went to 850 in that push right there. So I ended up working out really, really well. Then I grabbed puts at 232, which is right here, because I was able to get out, and I took puts right here underneath the bodies of these candles, underneath 499. Did I take it underneath 499? Yeah, it might have been on the 499. I took the 5,000 puts at $6, and they went from 6 to 860 right there. So that ended up being a nice little play. So definitely took some chances. This was a very, very risky chance. This could have just got bought up and gone back to higher day. But here, this was a good play right here. I added at the right positions. I added quite a bit this week. I don't usually like adding, but if I do add, I try to wait to be as very precise as possible. Wait for something to actually happen. And when this made new lower day, taking out being a stop hunter, I knew that was the time to add, and it worked out really well. So definitely pleased about that. Then on Friday the 19th, of course, I added again on another play. But SPY calls over 501, which is higher day. We'll round it up. I took calls right here. I'm not quite sure why I took a loss on this. Oh, I think I might have waited for 500. I think that's the mistake I did. I had the 50-50 calls at 550, and I stopped out at $2. So I think I took it at 500, and I got stopped out, and it went against me really quick. So then I took puts at 1038, which is right here, at 1038, which is right here. A big red candle. FU setup, took it under the body of these two candles right here, which is 498.30. I took actually no, I did not. I took it at the lower day because I added. I took it to 49.70, puts at 750. So I must have took it down here at the lower day, and I added it at 1146, which is right here. Right in here. So yeah, I bought down here. It stayed on the VWAP, and when it came back down, I added, thinking we were going to break it right here. And yeah, I had it at 750. I added a 480, make my new average 615 right here, and they went from 615 to 1420 right there. So that worked out really, really well. It kept rejecting VWAP. When it came back down, I added, thinking, okay, we're going to flush right here, and we didn't, but we flushed in the next couple of candles. So that ended up working out really well. Then I took some crazy risks this week, but they ended up working well. I added at the right area. You notice I didn't add up here because we could have broke higher day. I probably would have cut it up here, and we just consolidated. Kept rejecting VWAP, and when it came back down, I was like, okay, we're gonna dump right here. So that ended up being a good play. So then I took calls at 150, which is rate 150 right here. Yeah, right here. Come up over the 20 EMA, which is a blue line, rejected right before VWAP, came back down. When it quickly came back up, I got it over the 497.60 area for a VWAP push. I grabbed the 5,000 calls at $6, and it went from 6 to 990, so that ended up being a really good play. Then I took puts at 238, which is right here. I bought it at lower day. I remember this play. I probably should have got it underneath the bodies of these candles. That would have been a good play too, right underneath the 496.50, but I didn't. If you set up right here, big red candles, green candle, I didn't take it. I waited for lower day for some reason. I don't know why, but I did. Actually, no, I didn't wait for lower day. I did take the FU setup. I did take it. I did take it underneath 495.80 because I do remember that now. I bought it here. In case it did do a double bottom, we had actually a little bit of a play here. So yeah, I had the 49.65 puts at 760, and then went from 760 to 1430 right there. So that ended up being a really good play. Did break lower day, had a nice move. Then it just consolidated and didn't do nothing. And Fridays, monthly expiration, not much happens end of day. It just ends up being just a chop fest. So that was the weekly recap for the week. I hope this has helped, and thanks for watching.